Hello there.
Yo, chat, I think we can all agree that we can't end on an X-Files episode like that. As you can see, I just finished episode 11, Excelsius Day, and it didn't set the world on fire, in my opinion. That was a very dull episode of the X-Files. I felt like the plot itself, the motivation for the plot was all over the place. I felt like the writers didn't know what they wanted to be the driving force of that episode. So, you know what? We can't end on that. We can't end on that. That was going to be the last episode I was going to record for today. But I was like, you know what? Nah, man, I still got one in me. We can't end on that. We can't end on an L. We sort of need it. We need a palate cleanser for the X-Files. We need an X-Files cleanser. So hopefully the next episode, episode 12, is much better. I don't even know the title of it. I just finish this episode, hit stop recording, and hit start recording again. So yeah, I'm gonna find out the title as soon as I click on the browser back again. So what's going on, guys? My name is Elie Moses, a 25-year-old law and film student in Sydney, Australia. Absolutely shooting a shot, and today we are up to episode 12 of the X-Files season 2. We have been watching this fantastic, as you can see, I just finished. Next one is titled Aubrey. Next episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, whatever it is. But we have been watching this series for the very first time, and yeah, it has been great stuff. It has been great stuff. I can see why this Mulder-Scully relationship is truly iconic, just based off one season and then 12 episodes into a second season. I could tell this relationship was already iconic from the very first episode. And, there have been some absolute bangers in this series. There's been a few misses. Granted, I just watched one, in my opinion, that felt like a miss. Hopefully, this one can get things right back on track. So, yeah, let's get into it. Let's have some fun with this thing. As always, let's absolutely freaking smash it. Let's go.
There was blood everywhere. Whoever killed her is a real psycho.
Missouri.
7 stores in town carry strap razors.
Have somebody check them out.
What about the press?
Just the basics. No mention of this sister thing to anybody.
Okay.
Ruben, I need your final report.
Is that who I think it is?
This is all I can tell you.
Jean-Luc? Terry O'Quinn?
Yeah,
I know they're having. We're doing the best we can.
Let's go. Bro's doing good in this life.
Brian, I need a minute.
I'm working on a homicide investigation.
You didn't show last night.
All right, this one.
This what you want to talk about?
This one's already a W over the last episode. We got Terry O'Quinn in this, okay? Now, granted, he was the one character from Lost, or the one actor from Lost, that I knew appeared in the X-Files because you guys had told me before. Did I know which episode he appeared in? No. So it's good to see him in this one. But yeah, man, we got Terry O'Quinn in this one. Let's go.
Make dinner.
Come on, Brian, man. Got a beautiful wife. Come on, man. Woo! Bombshell. Why does he sound... Why can't they talk about it? Why are they writing about it?
10 o'clock tonight.
Where's this?
Oh, okay. My bad.
Motel.
It's a place we can talk.
Wait. 1 second. Oh, it's a different woman. He had an affair with another police officer and she's pregnant.
Brian, I need
Brian!
I'm working on a homicide investigation. Come on.
You didn't show last night. Motel.
It's a place we can talk.
Okay, maybe it's not all so good in this life. Really? Where all the blurred vision coming from? What the heck? He sent her to a possessed place. The F is going on. Alright, now all facts point towards Brian orchestrating this. But wait. Was that Brian that was dead? Oh no, she had some sort of vision as to where her body's buried? That's an FBI badge, damn. Is the truth still out there? We haven't seen, you know, Skinner or Cancer Man in a while, the smoke monster.
Oh, there's a
That's pretty cool
feeling on
seeing the guest
occlusal
starring.
surface of the upper left bicuspid here and here.
They disappeared while investigating 3 murders in Aubrey, Missouri in 1942. Cheney's body wasn't found until 2 days ago by
Oh.
a local detective, B.J. Morrow, a woman.
What's your interest in this?
During their time, Cheney's and Ledbetter's ideas weren't very well received by their peers. Using psychology to solve a crime was something like,
Believing in the paranormal?
Exactly.
But this is now like a 40-year-old case opened up again.
I mean, unless there was a neon sign saying, dig here.
I guess that's why we're going to Aubrey.
Yes, and also I've always been intrigued by women named B.J.
Even Scully's like, really, fool? Really? Oh, a woman named BJ.
How did you discover the remains?
Have you ever had any clairvoyant experiences? Premonitions, visions, precognitive dreams, things like that?
What the hell kind of question is that?
Dreams?
Look, Agent Mulder, I don't mean to be rude, but we have a lot to do. If you have any further questions specifically pertaining to your investigation of this crime, please feel free to call. Come on, BJ.
It feels so weird seeing Terry acquitted this. Like, I'm still adjusting to it. It's like the man belonged to Lost. He lived for Lost, alright? I know he had a life before Lost, but bro fit that show so perfectly. And I just want to say, there's not a cloud in the sky. That's odd for an X-Files episode.
His bones are in good condition, but I think the field may have been tilled shortly after Cheney was buried. There are small cuts on the top 3 ribs. I don't think they were made by an animal.
R.I.P. Cheney, man.
Listen to this, Scully. One must wonder how these monsters are created. Janie wrote this. He would carve the word sister on their chests and paint it on the wall with their blood. The victims bled to death, and the murderer was never found.
Damn.
Mulder, these cuts on the ribs, they could have been made by a razor.
Can you make out a word?
No. But we might be able to if we can find somebody in Aubrey who has a digital scanner. Well, the Motel Black would have been a perfect meeting place. Away from town, away from his wife.
What do you mean?
It's obvious BJ and Tillman are having an affair.
She saw that.
How do you know?
A woman senses these things.
Bro,
The image on the right is
I feel like the
changed
affair
quickly.
has nothing to do with the
The one
case,
on the
though.
left was extrapolated from the crime photo of the slash killer's last victim. Now I need to enlarge the victim's ribcage in order to allow for gender difference.
Okay, she must have some sort of connection to Agent
alright?
Cheney. Is she related to him?
I'm sorry. Something. I'm not feel. Excuse me.
And the way are they having KFC? KFC, OKC, Lakers in 5.
Feeling better? I'm fine now.
That's that morning sickness, I think. All right, from pregnancy.
Things must be difficult for you now. I've had feelings for people I've worked with. Inter-office relationships can be complicated,
I remember that agent
especially when he's married.
that came back from the dead. The one with the bank robbery heist.
You're pregnant, aren't you? Does it show?
I mean, she has experience with that.
No, not yet.
Out of shows. So she sensed it.
No, I know my mother only had one child.
She brought her
She told me about the nausea, but not about the nightmares.
out of life experiences.
Nightmares?
So out of X-Files
Not the same.
experiences into the
In
X-Files.
the house. I recognize his face, but I don't know him.
Maybe she's
What I remember most is the blood.
related to the killer.
Have you talked to
Not the
anyone about
agent.
his nightmares?
I'm sure it's something about the pregnancy. Anyone else knew I was pregnant?
And that's how she knew to go back
Brian would kill me if I
to
told
the
him.
exact place where the
What are you going to do?
body was buried.
No.
I'm like, blood connection or something like that. You feel me?
Well, and BJ's pregnant, and Tillman's the father.
What's that got to do? Just gossip.
I've
You gotta love
approximated
Scully.
the pattern of the cuts to match up with letters. There's a 93% chance that this is the letter R.
He just dropped the T straight away.
If you lower the probability to 79%,
Drop the goss.
you get the letters I, E, and R.
The star.
Well, it could be a word, or it could just be random slashes. It's getting a court order. It could take a couple.
And look, she wearing the FBI badge in a similar. Oh, sorry, the badge. She's not FBI. Sorry, she read it. She wearing the badge.
Excuse me?
I know what it says. On the rib cage, it spells brother.
Yeah, because the other one was sister, and this guy was a guy, so you know, brother. Crazy stuff. Insane.
You're right.
As if they didn't make that connection before. All the girls that died, all the victims had sister. What? The guy had brother.
What's going on here, BJ? These are crime scene photos. They were sealed. No one had access to them.
Hey,
You're
come on.
mistaken. Those were shot in 1942.
These are evidence of a homicide that occurred 3 days ago.
Damn. In the pool? Doing all these. Oh, her head was caved in as well.
BJ? It's the woman in my dream.
So is he having premonitions on who's going to be killed by the killer?
I'm not so sure it's what I want to do.
I thought we agreed that it was the best thing for both of us.
And that motherly instinct kicking in, she said.
I changed my mind.
What do you mean you changed your mind? You can't just change your mind. This isn't your decision. It's our decision. BJ.
That looks like the guy from her vision.
Brian. I have to go.
He's still alive after 50 years?
This is the man beat a Thibodeau before she was able to escape and get help from a neighbor.
And the police never made the connection to the 1942 homicide?
No.
Are we serious right now?
Any rash conclusions, but I'd say he's definitely our prime suspect.
Are we serious right now? That
The man
is...
we're talking about is 77 years old.
That is...
George Foreman won the heavyweight crown at 45. Some people are late bloomers.
Are we genuinely serious right now? The detectives at the time never made the connection with the sister being carved on. That is very negligent from the detective. That is some, not negligent, that's some dumbass detecting in the 40s, man. Did I just mute the show? Oh.
What if it's cryptomnesia?
I mean, a hunch?
Yeah, something like that.
Well, that's a pretty extreme hunch.
I seem to recall you having some pretty extreme
I never have.
Yo, we need the extraterrestrial type stuff back, man. But Mulder lacking a little bit of inspiration without that stuff. No X. You know, no Cancer Man, no Skinner to be seen. That one breath episode took it out of him. He needs a rest from it. He's still recovering.
Harry Coakley?
Holy moly.
Yeah. I'm Special Agent Mulder. This is Special Agent
The
Scully,
way they
with the
revealed
Federal
him in the
Bureau of
shadows right
Investigation.
there into the light was chilling.
May we come in?
Yo, he knows what it's about. He knows what it's about. That was chilling stuff, man. That was. Woo. But yeah, I feel like after the listen, we know the one breath we know that the one breath episode was an absolute banger, right? That was one of the best episodes of television I have seen in a while in terms of like that 45-minute sweet spot runtime, but absolutely so much going on in that episode. So much. The pacing was insane in that episode. So I feel like after that episode, One Breath, I feel like we've had, I believe that was episode 8. Yeah, episode 8. Then we had Firewalker 9. 10 was, I can't remember 10. What was 10? I just watched 10 yesterday. Was it that forgettable? Now I'll remember 10. And then obviously Excelsius Day, and now Excelsius Day, and then now this one, Aubrey. I'm still trying to remember what episode 10 was. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to remember. I just watched it yesterday. And yeah, it must have been not that. I must have been not that enamored. No, episode 10 was alright. No, episode 10 was good. What the heck? Episode 10 was the weird vegetarian cult thing mixed with the hormone. Yeah, with the guy that killed Deep Throat. My bad. That was a good episode. That was a good one. But yeah, it seemed like besides that episode, there hasn't been much building on the lore and mythology from the ending of season 1, the beginning of season 2, and obviously the One Breath episode. It seems like they're just getting back into gear with sort of, I feel like Gillian Anderson coming back into the show with a few Monster of the Week type episodes. Granted, I don't think they have been as awesome as a Monster of the Week type episode as, we had in the the third episode of the season, with that weird, humanoid reptilian-like creature in the sewers. That was really sick. I forgot what the episode was called, but that was fantastic. But yeah, it seems like they're sort of like trying to, ease, I don't know if it's like ease Gillian Anderson back into the show, in a way with these Monster of the Week type episodes. Have they been all, setting the world on fire? Not really, but they've been solid.
Terrence, Nebraska, an hour's drive away from. During that time, 3 women were murdered in Aubrey. Their assailant had mutilated their bodies with a razor in the same manner that you slashed Mrs. Linda Thibodeau's body in 1945.
Prime suspect. Unless he had
much about that.
Unless he had a partner.
Well, I'm sure Mrs. Thibodeau will never forget it.
Red and white one's little sister.
Little sister.
Recognize this man?
Little sister, really?
His name's Cheney.
No.
He was an FBI agent who was also murdered in Aubrey in 1942. Can you tell me where you were about 8:35 p.m. 2 nights ago, Mr. Coakley?
Sitting right where I am now.
Do you have a witness to testify?
I don't think
to
he did the new murders, but
Are you blind? I can't leave the house without this damn thing. I sit right here in front of that TV 24 hours a day. On the night you're talking about, I was sitting here watching a show about a lost dog. Then after that, it was a show about...
That won't be necessary.
Good.
I reckon he did the original murders.
Now, are you about finished with me, little sister?
For now.
Ooh! Yeah, he got them serial killer eyes, man. He did the OG ones. He definitely killed Cheney, in my opinion. So it must be some sort of killer some new killer, copying those murders of 1942. Someone who looks up to him, or a family member, masking the same killings. There ain't no way, with murders going on like that, I'd leave my curtains and window that wide open. Did she slash herself? No. There's gonna be someone behind her. Sister. Yep. Ah! You motherfucker! Nah, man, that's that. Oh, man. Nah, bro. Nah, man, it's on sight. It's on sight. You cannot do that. I knew someone would come up behind him and not like that, and the lightning and thunder. Oh, man. So that's that guy, right? That's the OG killer. So she must be she must be related to him, right? And there's some weird ancestral connection or some family bloodline connection, and that's why she's able to see how these. Maybe am I wrong? Like, but either way, it's on site. The gun's coming out. I don't care. The Nerf gun's here. I am sorry for swearing. But she's able to have these visions and see how the murders were exactly done. Yeah, he conducted, because he was conducting the investigation with someone else. There was another FBI agent, right? There was two of them on the case. Damn. Hey, Scully, you're not done with that guy yet, man. You gotta go back. You gotta go back to the house.
Oh, touch my babies.
He's pregnant as well, man.
He was in the room.
That's his
Coakley
name.
attacked you?
Yes. He must have done this while I was asleep.
You're sure it was him?
Bro, are you sure
I
you
know
was?
it was him. I saw his reflection in the mirror. He looked just like his picture.
Like his mugshot?
Yes.
That's the picture of a young man.
But it was Coakley. I swear it was him.
Maybe it's a maybe it's a
Oh,
family
I'll have to
member.
come and pick him up.
Maybe it's a family member. Does he have
Where were
any
you last night?
relatives?
Honolulu.
You were in Aubrey, weren't you?
Bro, if there was, bro, if I don't know if she was in a, I think they said something about dreaming during the episode, but was she that deep? If there is someone doing this, was she in that deep of a sleep that she couldn't realize that someone was slashing the word sister onto her chest? Like, brother, if that was done, if someone tried to do, bro, they wouldn't even get the first motherfucker. It's on site.
Damn fool.
The victim has identified you, Mr. Coakley.
I've already paid for my crime.
Crimes.
Well, I'm going to see that you pay more.
I never touched that woman. I'm not answering any more questions without a lawyer.
Oh, that's the same. That's the same marks on.
Give me a lawyer.
That's the same marks on his fist as BJ had.
Mulder?
It's open.
Imagine the strength of this man's psychosis still driving him to murder after 50 years.
But for some reason, he let BJ live.
Well, she's not the first.
It can't be
Mrs.
Coakley.
Thibodeau also survived his attack back in 1945.
I think it's time we paid a visit to Mrs. Thibodeau.
Yeah, I was about to say she was gonna have to pop up in this episode sooner or later. Nebraska.
That was taken 3 weeks before it happened.
I know this goes back a long way, Mrs. Thibodeau, but could you tell us what happened the night Harry Coakley attacked you?
It happened up there on the landing. I remember
I
how
would
the
not.
light from the window bounced off the razor.
I would not have stayed in the same house.
It had an ivory handle. But if you ask me, that man was born evil.
No children?
Born of the devil.
Mrs. Thibodeau, our records show that you recuperated from your injuries within 2 months. But 9 months later, you checked back into the hospital.
Well, I had complications.
She was pregnant?
What happened to the child? Coakley's child.
Oh, Coakley.
Martin used to say not to blame the child, that it was just a little thing, an innocent.
So it's like Coakley sexually assaulted her, I think, right? On that night. And she got pregnant, decided to keep the baby. And that baby has sort of like the same genetics, the same blood as Coakley. Hence carrying sort of the same serial killer instincts on from him, if that makes sense.
But it was the spawn of evil.
Like, if Coakley's the spawn of evil,
Keep it.
you're
In
carrying the
his
spawn
house.
of evil.
The memory of him.
Another spawn of evil, the descendant of that evil. And that same person is doing killings again.
I gave the baby to an adoption.
There we go.
Baby. You're almost 50 now.
That doesn't explain why BJ's having the
This is
visions.
the address of the adoption agents. If you do find him, no, never mind.
I was about to say, what if BJ was that baby, but she said him. So
The
it was a
bones
boy.
BJ found under the house belonged to Cheney's partner, Agent Ledbetter. Coakley rented the house in 1942. The detectives at the crime scene found an old straight razor under the house. They're trying to lift some prints.
I like this
Now,
episode.
Coakley's been released, but I think we have enough to nail him.
Did Danny call back with the adoption records yet? Did you get them?
I don't think Mendel had serial killers in mind when he developed his theory on genetics.
We haven't seen Coakley's
You know, when I
grandson
was
yet
a
this episode.
Kid, I would have nightmares. I would wake up in the middle of the night thinking I was the only person left in the world.
Environment shaped them. Behavior patterns are taught.
But there are countless stories of twins who were separated at birth, who end up in the same occupation, marrying the same kind of people, each naming their child Waldo.
Waldo?
Jung wrote about it when he talked about the collective unconscious. It's genetic memory, Scully.
Yeah, Danny. Yeah. Thanks. I'll tell him. Danny tracked down Mrs. Thibodeau's son. He was a policeman named Raymond Morrow.
It's BJ's father.
BJ is Coakley's granddaughter.
I
He's responsible for the murders.
Mulder.
Get your coat. Let's go.
what did I say at the beginning of this episode? She's some sort of descendant of the killer. That's why she's able to see the visions. So she's the granddaughter. Okay, she's the granddaughter, and her father, the police officer, was the adopted son of Mrs. Thibodeau. Yeah, that's a crazy family tree. I said something was sus with BJ, man. And she carrying those traits now with the baby, I think. Yeah.
Scully, this is what I think. I think that Coakley's memories, his compulsions, have been passed on genetically to his granddaughter.
Yeah,
BJ, after
exactly.
he's gotten her to kill.
So you're saying that BJ's nightmares are real? That she's out there killing these women and carving sister on them? Well, then how do you explain the cuts on her own chest?
She did it to herself.
Maybe she carved them on herself, or maybe some kind of weird stigmata. Whatever it is, BJ is not herself.
Where are we going?
We have to warn Mrs. Thibodeau. BJ has, in the sense that I'm talking about, become Coakley, and then she might be trying to finish what Coakley started.
She's inherited those traits. Oh, come on. Leave Mrs. Thibodeau alone, man. She's just cleaning the oven. Leave her alone. She's been through enough. Okay, now it's going to be interesting to see the BJ actress go serial killer mode. It's going to be interesting to see her sort of zone into her grandfather. Oh my gosh.
Stop it.
Whoop her ass, Mrs. Thibodeau.
Take the blame, sister.
No, you're not him. You can't be.
It's not gonna be me.
No, you're not in sync. You're not in sync. You can't say that.
To use this. His eyes. You're him.
Damn, she got possessed by the spirit of her grandfather.
You're my grandchild.
Oh my gosh.
You know what you're doing?
Shut up.
FBI, open up. Come on. Oh, it is a crazy episode.
Done this to both of us. Don't know what you're doing.
Come on, what
He's
FBI?
the one to blame.
Oh my gosh. They didn't get there in time? Oh, maybe they did. Bro, Terry O'Quinn, man.
Thibodeau? It's Thibodeau.
I had a reason. She tried to kill me.
Bro, I predicted this earlier on.
Stopped her.
Where did she go?
I don't know.
Yeah, Mrs. Thibodeau, man, you need to sell the house and get another one. It's cursed.
Thank you.
This is Agent Mulder. I need an ambulance.
I think that's Tillman.
I don't
Brian!
think so, Scully. I think if she's gonna go after anyone, it'll be Coakley.
Oh, Brian!
She's probably figured out by now that Coakley's her grandfather. If she's looking for someone to blame, it'll be him. Coakley's not answering his phone. I'm going over there.
Bro, it's gonna take a while to Coakley to get to the phone. First of all. Brian!
Detective Morrow could not hurt anybody.
Detective Morrow broke into this woman's house and attacked her with a razor.
Oh, come on. I do not believe that.
Come on, man.
True.
Brian!
It happened.
Broken up. What home? Don't you remember the home I promised you?
Come on, Brian. Brian need to get his act together before BJ send him back to the island. Damn, it looks like, yeah, Oakley gonna bite the bullet. You gonna bite the bullet? This has been a much better episode than what I saw previously, 40 minutes ago. I swear, if they give me another jump scare, that Nerf gun is coming out. Yo, serial killer versus serial killer. Family versus family. The way Vin Diesel would have wanted it. Without the serial killer stuff. But where's Scully at? Oh yeah, Scully's with Brian.
Who's there? No.
That's your younger self, boy.
Feel to be on the other side of the razor, brother.
Stop!
Well, she really honing it in. Oh, that's the same car from the Visions.
No. No. Please, no.
You know the rules. This doesn't stop till you're dead.
He really tapped into serial killer mode. Turn around, Mulder. Turn around. Oh my gosh, she came at him with the oxygen canister.
No. Okay.
Oh.
This time you'll stay dead.
Freeze!
BJ, what are you doing?
Let him go.
Just in time, man. Mulder could have
Let him
died.
go, BJ.
I'm not BJ.
Yes, you are.
So Coakley dies and so does his bloodline? Not his bloodline, but his memories.
He's dead.
And BJ returns. Yo, BJ, I don't care. BJ still need to be on fraud watch. He committed all those murders. Now, how's that going to uphold in court? We saw Scully referenced many times in season 1 about certain sort of instances and cases holding up in court. How is this going to hold up in court? Because she clearly...
Okay.
She
We are
murdered that...
continuing with genetic testing on Detective Morrow.
She clearly did that, you know, she clearly did that other murder on, was it the young girl at the school or like in the pool? She did that murder. So, yeah, how are they going to uphold that in court in terms of like the bloodline stuff and sort of like Coakley's sort of instincts or like sort of, yeah, his genetics being passed down from his to his to his son, and then now his granddaughter. Because BJ's pregnant at the moment. So all I'm gonna say is that I know Coakley's dead, but that baby's life needs to be live streamed on Twitch or something along the lines of that, because he needed 24/7 as well, because he need to be on Fraud Watch, that baby, he or she.
Evidence suggests the presence of a mutator gene that has activated previously dormant genes. But the results so far are inconclusive.
Also, skipped the father and went to the granddaughter, right?
Detective Morrow has not demonstrated any further physiological changes. Extensive blood work and psychological testing has been conducted in order to determine whether the pregnancy could have been a catalyst for the transformation.
Possibly.
We have yet to determine the effects on the fetus. Amniocentesis results show no genetic abnormalities. Chromosome testing has determined the child's sex to be male. BJ is on her second week of suicide watch after an unsuccessful attempt to abort her son. Lieutenant Tillman has petitioned to adopt the child, and the case will soon be presented to the courts.
Damn. So it wouldn't be her son that inherits the genes, right? It'd be passed on to that son's kids, right? Potentially later on. So maybe we'll see the effects of that in possibly season 11. Nah, I'm joking. But yeah, that was a much better episode than the previous one. I think I was more into this one as sort of like not a sort of incident of the week, monster of the week type episode with the genetics of the serial killer being passed down through the family tree, from one of the victims as well, who was sadly a victim of sexual assault from the first attempted murder, I guess, and from Coakley, and then that kid was adopted, and that kid ended up being the father of BJ, and BJ inherited those genes, and possibly, as Scully was saying, and Scully, I'm guessing her theories are kind of right at the end of the episode right there, her pregnancy activating those dormant genes, and her being able to point out where Coakley hid the bodies of the 2 FBI agents, and her committing similar murders and crimes to Coakley, and as well carving the sister on herself as well. So I sort of like maybe got onto that earlier on the episode. I was like sort of saying maybe there's some sort of like ancestral genetic connection here, and there was with BJ. So yeah, a much better episode, and I feel like the actress who played BJ really tapped into the serial killer mode pretty well. And I'm not sure if she's in the same. I'm not sure if she's in the same prison, the women's prison, as that girl from the Eve episode, the doctor, potentially. Or am I wrong? I'm not sure if she's in the same prison as that. Because I was going based off like sort of like the foaming on the wall. I'm not sure if that's an Easter egg as well. I could be wrong, but yeah, that was a decent episode. Good to see Terry O'Quinn there. He's adopting the child. As Brian Tillman, Officer Brian Tillman. I'm not sure how that's going down with his wife. How is she gonna take him having an event like that's instant divorce in my opinion, but we'll see. I don't know if we're ever gonna find out what happens with that, but it's probably a one-off. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the reaction. It's been Elie Moses. Take care. God bless. Peace.